It's home of the hottest live talk show in the Formula One space on the planet, and that is F1 Minute. We had an awesome episode yesterday. Many viewers calling in to give their perception and their takes. And now it's time for me to give my take and my perception or my piece on this situation that's going on with Danica Patrick. First, I'm going to say this. All right. First, I'm going to say this. And I'm going to say this because it's true. There are a lot of content creators, a lot of people picking up the Danica Patrick situation, right? We know what we do here. We support women in motorsports. We support women going out for their goals, period. We support people going out for their goals. I've had women on the show. I support women in motorsports. I've had women that participate in motorsports. The first female driver over at McLaren, Emma Gilmore. I've had Amber Ballclean. I've had Sonia Slides. People, guest, Apex, God, Box, Goss. Come on, don't play with me. We support women here, right? But there are a lot of content creators, and it is Box, Goss. You know, I was just playing around with the words. There are a lot of content creators picking up this story, and they don't even give a damn about women in motorsports. They don't. Check their platform. They probably don't even care about women being on their platform. But y'all picking up the Danica Patrick situation and talking to her like it's so egregious to you. Actions speak louder than words. If you don't support women in the sport, or you don't even utilize something that you have the ability to support women in the sport, why do you even give a damn about what Danica Patrick is even saying? Why are you even out here acting like it's so egregious, it's so detrimental to women when you probably don't even care about it anyway? So I'm going to say that. The next thing we're going to get into is it probably is a situation that took place for Danica that probably, ruined her for a moment. She got joked on at an award ceremony, and that was right here.
Welcome, my love. Yes. Danica, I hope you're not too uncomfortable tonight. I know you're not used to being this close to the front.
And that was a very vicious joke, right? And I would say this. I'd be willing to bet that women probably, more likely than not, would jump to Danica Patrick's support in that situation, probably did in that situation, more so than now. More so than now. Because what Danica has done is contradict the image that she has being in the position and on the platform and at the events that she attends. Danica Patrick is one of few female commentators there at Formula One. We got Rosanna, Rachel, we got Naomi, we got Danica. And I'm pretty sure we got, and don't forget young Scarlett, who just coming up through the Kid Sky Sports situation, right? So we got those situations, but my problem is this. And I don't know if Danica's situation is this. I'm just saying maybe what I think it could be. All right. I'm just speaking out loud here. So just bear with me. We already know we have certain people that will break barriers in certain ways, right? Within a sport. Within a sport, they'll break certain barriers. And then it seems like they go into a gatekeeper mode to where they don't support those barriers one day being superseded, or those goals or those accolades, right? So is Danica Patrick one of those people? Is Danica Patrick somebody who has broken through a barrier or set trends for other young ladies, young girls to one day aspire to, and now maybe because she did not reach the accomplishments that she may have sought for herself, maybe she don't want anybody else to reach them? I'm not saying that that is the case. I'm just saying that maybe, because we know we have people like that, right? Kareem held a record for damn near 40 years. LeBron James comes up on getting ready to break it. Kareem got all the hateful, shady things to say about LeBron and his game as far as him creeping up on breaking his record. Is Danica one of these people? Because it really doesn't make sense to me for her to do this. So let's take a look at some of these quotes. All right, let's take a look at some of the quotes Danica said. All right, let's look at this. All right, first one up is this one. And at the end of the day, I think the nature of the sport is masculine. It's aggressive. You have to, handle the car. Not only just the car, because that's skill. Danica, you're damn right. That is skill. That is skill. So right now, let's stop the shade about women in the car or not in the car. That's skill, which can be clearly accomplished by women. All right. Unless you're trying to tell me that when you touch the steering wheel, it's got a testosterone meter in it, and it reads a certain level of testosterone and says you can't drive this car, which I don't think they've ever or will develop. All right, so let's get to that. The mindset, and this is one of the most egregious parts of this damn statement right here, this quote. The mindset that it takes to be really good is something that's not normal in a female mind. What the hell are you talking about? I'm about to go Sammy from damn Crime Mob. What the is went on? What are you talking about? What are you saying? Can y'all see that? The mindset that it takes to be really good is something that's not normal in a female mind? In a feminine mind? Are you shitting? Listen, I'm going to say this because I think there's going to be a double standard. And I'm a man, and I'm going to say this. If a man said that, the city would be on fire. Danica Patrick should get no less of a punishment, of rocks thrown her way, of any type of damn criticism that a man would get saying that. Because if I heard a man say that, and I feel the same way about her saying that, I'd be just as lit. And I think the world and the culture would be more lit had Brundle said something like that. Had Jolyon Palmer said something like that, had Will Buxton, big shout out to him and his wife having a baby recently, said something like that, the world would be on fire. On fire, period. Now listen, let's just say Danica was speaking. Let's just say Danica is speaking about testosterone levels. Okay. Every man that has testosterone is not aggressive. Albon, you might meet him. He's probably not the most aggressive person. Just saying. Pierre Gasly, you might say, yeah, he's got some aggression. But my point is this. I know plenty of men that got testosterone levels, whether they high, low, or out this world, and they not all aggressive. They're not all aggressive. So if that's what you're saying, even still, I know women, athletes that are hella aggressive and very competitive. And that's the most important thing, being competitive. Speak for yourself. Do not speak for everybody else. If you're not being appointed to advocate for all women that have achieved higher levels than yourself in their rightful sports, speak for yourself. Let's go to the next one. Well, you're assuming I want that, which nobody should assume what somebody else wants. You're assuming that it is important to me and it's not, which that's her prerogative. But I'm going to speak on my opinion on her prerogative. It's always an interesting stance I have on it. I think that what makes the sport really popular is great racing. You can have half the field out there women and have it be follow the leader, and it's not going to be interesting. Well, shit. Let me tell you something right now, Danica. We got an entire grid of men, and the shit be follow the leader at times. We got an entire grid of men, and there are a bunch of them that don't have race wins. We got an entire grid of men, and there are a lot of them that are not really aggressive. We got an entire grid of men now and before that are not here anymore because they couldn't cut it in the sport. What is your point? What is your point? So you just mean to say that if it were women, We're just going to see follow the leader. Is that your perspective about the woman in the place? Is that they just are there to follow? Because that's what you're putting off. And by the way, you did young Scarlett no big deals, no big favors by pretty much limiting mentally what her goals can be as a woman or a female in any sport. You were there during one of the most pivotal moments in the sport where they included juniors, included a mixture of kids that were coming to basically open up another lane for younger generations to come into the sport. And what you did is shit on female dreams, even kid dreams, is what you did. Pretty much telling her you can only do so much. Is that what you would be saying about yourself? Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Danica, if right here, it's not important to you to see women on the grid, then why the hell don't you just get the fuck on? Why don't you just leave the grid? Why don't you just leave? Because I promise you, as far as you being a talking head in the sport, you are not the best. There are plenty of men that are not the best. But I can tell you this, I promise you that within the consideration to have you there, although you race for Stewart Haas in NASCAR, although you race for Andretti Autosport in IndyCar, I can tell you that the consideration of you being there is a representation of women on the platform. Along with the accolades and your career, a woman on the platform. To represent women that also support the sport, to represent women that also compete in the sport. Not at the Formula One level yet. Let me be clear when I say that, because you'll have a lot of dummies try to call me out like he doesn't know what he's talking about. There are no women in F1. Yeah, we know that. That's what we're trying to work it to. F1 Academy is here. We're hoping to see F3, which we already got one in F3, but neither in the main seat. And we're hoping to see F2 and then F1. So if it's not important to you, then why are you there? It shouldn't be important for you to be there as a representation of yourself as a woman. Go take more vacations. Go do that. There comes a certain level of duty when you reach somewhere to put the ladder down for those that will come behind you. Danica Patrick, you were doing a horrible job at it. You're doing a horrible job right now at it. I think, honestly, you had an awesome career that opened up the eyes of the world. Not just you, others as well. Amber Ballclean's going through it. We got several women doing their thing in F1 Academy. The W Series got shafted last season, but that's still there. There are things that we could say clearly that women don't get a fair shake when it comes to motorsports on the elite level. That they're not giving the tools when it comes to motorsports on the elite level. So let me get this right. You can talk to women about breast plants and how it harmed your body and then you removed them. Congratulations to you, and how it's so much better. But when it comes to women in motorsports, you want to say things that are completely contradiction to the progression of women in motorsports. You are adding to the fuel of those who don't want to see a woman in motorsports to their campaign. That's what you're doing. So I guess you'd be okay to tell young women that it's all right to take provocative photographs, which, hey, that's your right, right? You can do that. Men do it. You should be able to do it. But yet you want to say that it's not important for you, which if it's not, that's fine. I'm just telling you my opinion on how I feel about you saying it, to see a woman on the grid. That's what you're saying. And you want to say already that if there were women out there, it would be like follow the leader. We already got that. And it's a bunch of men out there. So I'm trying to see, like, what are you saying? Listen. And I got to say this. We already know. We already know the mindsets of people when, listen, I'm not the B word. I don't even call my wife the B word if I'm talking to her, talking to somebody about her, my brother or something about her. There's something that she, I don't even think about that word in the context of a woman is a no for me. It's don't do it. Don't do it. So we already know women might say it to each other very fluently. All right. Just like the N word may float very fluently between people of color, like it, and I got a problem with that. Do you see that? I keep the same energy. I got a problem with that. Don't call me the N-word. I'm not calling you the N-word. I don't like it. You can't change it. You can't dress it up. You can't make it mean nothing different. The B word is the same thing, but we know this, right? So is this lack of assertiveness from the platform making sure they talk to Danica like, yo, I don't know if we can have you back after you saying some of this. The fact because she's a woman. And if so, that's a problem. Because no matter what, the things that she said, and I'm not saying that she should be removed from the platform. Like, there have been more egregious things said. Yuri Vips used the N-word during a live stream, and they pretty much found a way to still keep him active, which they shouldn't have. But do people deserve second chances? Yeah. So this is not as egregious as that, but this is still damaging as far as when it happened and what you had going on. You had a very pivotal moment of kids being involved at the Formula One, talking to Lewis Hamilton, being around Nico, which was very funny, by the way. You know, that kids will say, I always tell you 3 times people that are going to tell you the truth, I'll let the truth fall out. Kids, drunk people, people that are angry, people that hate you. They're going to just let it come out. But Danica didn't do anybody any just here. She didn't do anything of a positive right here when she was doing that. And I'm just being honest. Like, I watched Danica several times on the platform, and okay. I feel the same way shit about damn Brundle sometime when he, like, Brundle's grid walk has had some of the, Brundle is another example of the lack of respect that he's shown for women that have shown up on the grid. They don't have to talk to you. They're there to see the race, and they have the ability to walk the grid and see these cars up close. They don't got to talk to you, Brundle. And because they don't want to talk to you, you shouldn't think or say anything that demeans them. But he has. So I guess since Brundle's ass still out there, Danica gonna fly. She'll fly free on it. But I'm just saying, I think this would be a little bit more heightened if Danica was a man. Not if Danica was a man. If a man said what Danica said, I think it'd be a little bit more heightened. I think there's a little bit of double standard going there. But yeah, I support women in motorsports. I don't buy into the whole narrative that women can't do what men can do in a car. We have women fighter pilots. You want to tell me that a Formula One takes more G's than a fighter pilot? You want to try to tell me that a Formula One car takes more to control, to maneuver, to operate than a damn fighter, a fighter jet, than an F-16, than an FA-18? You want to try to tell me that? If you want to try to sell me on that, I just bought about 100 acres on Venus that you are more than welcome to purchase from me for about, let's make it 2.5 million. I think that's a good price. So hit me up, 2.5 million. I'll write up a contract, write up a deed, and to that property so-called that is not really there that I own on Venus, and you can buy that. Because if we have women fighter pilots, you can't tell me that there aren't women out there capable. What the problem is people like Danica belittling and setting standards low mentally in these young ladies' heads that they can't do it, they shouldn't do it, so therefore they don't do it. But there's a possibility we have way more if there were more people that are saying you could do this and give them the opportunity and the tools and the experience to do it. Maybe you haven't seen more out of that so-called 100 of yours because of people with the mindset like you, Danica. Because people like you tell these young ladies you can't do it because mentally you don't have the mindset to be that good. Maybe that's why we don't see that many. I've literally had dudes in my comment section with daughters, and they tell their daughters they can't do stuff. They already set a standard and a ceiling in their daughter's head, and that right there should be criminal. I don't do that. You want to try karate? Boom, let's go try karate. You want to try racing? Bam, I hustle grind so you can try racing. You want to be in the military? Okay, well, let's go see about that. Now, I ain't going to support her going out here to do crimes, but if there's something positive that she wants to try, why the hell not? I mean, maybe that's why you haven't seen them, Danica. Maybe that's why. And I'm going to tell you something. For any dumb ass that says we really don't have, I hope you were in the military before you're talking. Because the truth is, I guess I'm not going to even entertain that. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that because the ignorance is bliss. Male chauvinistic is bliss. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right. Big shout out to everybody. So, yeah, leave your comments below. We will be live again this weekend. We're going to have an esports race this weekend. Wolfpack Epic Grudge Racing Series will be live Sunday at 11 a.m., which free practice starts at 11. The quali and race starts at 11:30. We will have podcast and Wolves Den episodes that we have already done coming out very soon for you all to watch. Big shout out to the fam that pulled up to the Wolves Den yesterday with the big brother Thanos. All right. We're going to have that out probably Saturday. The Nasha episode will probably be out tomorrow. Still working on that. As you know, we had some technical difficulties with the weather and thunderstorms. Still trying to piece that together for it to at least be somewhat watchable. That will be out at least. I'm hoping to have that out tomorrow. So yeah, we rolling through this break, and while they on break, I'm still grinding and working. By the way, still got that nice autographed poster by Valtteri and Joe going out to one of the viewers, one of the lucky viewers, coming up really soon. We're going to be doing that. So big shout out to everybody and stay safe. I will see you all soon. Peace. Wolfpack out.